Welcome to the Arena tutorial videos. These videos are designed to help Arena customers, university professors, and students learn how to use Arena simulation software. For more information on Arena products, training, and consulting services, visit arenasimulation.com. This video provides an introduction to Arena Basic Edition. Basic Edition is the entry-level Arena product that's ideal for modeling simple business processes, queuing systems, and variables. It's a powerful simulation modeling and analysis tool that's easy to learn and use, and it's fully scalable to all other Arena products. Basic Edition includes the Visual Designer for developing live data dashboards, plus it supports OptQuest optimization software. Basic Edition's tool set is the basic process template, which provides 8 flowchart modules and 7 data modules to work with. Arena's flowchart modules graphically depict the flow of demand through a business process and the business rules. The data modules provide additional information for the model that can't be flowcharted. Watch how these modules are used to model an airport security process as it's being described. Passengers arrive at an airport security checkpoint. The arrival rate is up to 5 passengers at a time, about every 2 minutes. At the security checkpoint, all passengers are screened by a single security agent, 1 passenger at a time. The duration of the screening process is anywhere from 15 to 45 seconds, but most passengers are screened in 30 seconds. For lean analysis costing, this is a non-value-added process. The costs incurred by the airport in employing the security agent are also modeled. After initial screening, 80% of passengers are allowed to enter the terminal. No processes beyond this point will be modeled in our study. The 20% of passengers who fail initial screening must undergo secondary screening, which is staffed by a different agent. Again, only 1 passenger at a time is screened. The duration of the secondary screening process is anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes, with most passengers being screened in 1.5 minutes. Secondary screening is another non-value-added process. Additional costs are incurred for the airport to employ the secondary screener. After secondary screening, 90% of passengers are allowed to enter the terminal and 10% are refused entry. Clicking on the Go button begins the simulation. That's how easy it is to model processes in Arena. Notice how the entities in an Arena model, passengers in this case, actually flow through the model's flowchart logic. Visualizing the process flow is invaluable for communicating how a system works, and for verifying and troubleshooting your model logic. Arena's default animation shows how many passengers have arrived, how many are at each of the screening processes, and how many have gone through each branch in the model logic. The Run Setup menu allows you to define the parameters of your simulation project, such as the project name, the base time units, and the number and length of replications you want to run. This project has been configured to run 10 replications of 30 days each. Running your models in the batch mode with no animation is the fastest way possible to run a model. Within seconds, the model has finished running and the reports are ready for viewing. Arena's output statistics are written to an Access database. Several dozen pre-configured reports developed in Crystal Reports are included with Arena. These reports automatically pull the data from Access and display it in easy-to-read tabular formats with pie charts and graphs. Detailed information is automatically provided on all entity types, processes, queues, and resources defined in the model. Everything is automatic and no configuration of these reports is required. The model logic will now be enhanced with additional details about this airport security process in order to demonstrate the rest of the basic process flowchart modules. 20% of passengers are first-class passengers who enjoy certain privileges. All others are second-class passengers. First-class passengers are animated as a red circle to easily identify them in the model as it runs. First-class passengers receive priority treatment in both screening queues by moving ahead of any second-class passengers already in the queue. This has the same effect as having a separate queue for first-class passengers that's serviced before anybody in the second-class queue is serviced. When a passenger arrives and sees there are more than 5 passengers in the primary screening queue, they decide to go to an alternate screening process. The alternate screening process is not modeled in this project. Passengers who fail primary screening must have their luggage screened separately in the secondary screening process. Luggage screening is a conveyor that takes 2 minutes and has no capacity constraints, which means the 2-minute process begins as soon as the luggage is placed on the conveyor. Sometimes a passenger completes their screening before their bags do, and sometimes the bags are done before their owners. In both cases, the same pairings of passenger and baggage is maintained throughout the process. Finally, a count of all passengers who either pass the screening process or are refused entry to the terminal is recorded. A count of passengers who balk at getting into the primary screening queue is also recorded. This enhanced model is saved using a different name. Let's watch our model run now with these changes to the model logic. It's easy to compare the results of different model scenarios and even different models for conducting what-if analyses and testing different business strategies. The Process Analyzer enables side-by-side comparison of outputs from multiple models, as well as comparing outputs of the same model when its input parameters are changed, such as changing the number of screeners, the duration of the screening process, or even the arrival rate of passengers. In this comparison, we will simply compare the utilization of the primary screener and the average number of passengers waiting in the primary screener queue across the original model and the enhanced model. After running 10 30-day replications of each scenario, we can clearly see the difference in these scenarios. Any of the other model responses can be added at this point. Basic Addition is a very powerful entry-level modeling and analysis tool that has many more features than you've seen in this video. It's ideal for modeling simple business processes and can be upgraded to any other Arena product if you need to model more complex processes. This concludes this tutorial video. Thank you for watching and happy modeling with Arena.